A passenger-filled aircraft unexpectedly sank to the ocean floor. Yet no lives were lost. There were no signs of water seeping into the cabin, but the passengers felt no relief. Instead, each person was overcome with despair, since the plane lay in the deep sea. All communication devices had ceased to function. Soon, everyone would suffocate to death, just as they were at a loss. The captain approached carrying a leather briefcase. Inside was an emergency distress beacon, if they could reach the surface with it. Nearby ships would receive the distress signal, but the odds of success were slim. Any misstep would cost them their lives. To seize this one chance, the captain decided 2 people would exit the cabin to seek help. If one perished, the survivor could pull the other to the surface and send the signal. So the captain and his colleague approached the cabin door. To prevent seawater from flooding the cabin and harming passengers, they first closed the steel door inside the cabin, but what neither expected was that, the moment the door opened, a massive surge of seawater rushed in, knocking the colleague unconscious from the impact. Fortunately, the captain was still able to surface and seek help, yet as he prepared to swim away from the aircraft, he discovered the oxygen tank had malfunctioned due to the impact. Realizing time was running out, the captain removed his oxygen mask, immediately opened the emergency kit, and swam desperately toward the surface. After an unknown period, the captain finally surfaced. Exhausting his last ounce of strength, he swam to the lifeboat. He activated the distress beacon. But what had caused this disaster? This was a luxury airliner newly developed by Boeing, carrying only the wealthiest passengers. Among them was a priceless masterpiece, bound for auction at its destination. What they never anticipated was that hijackers had set their sights on this painting to steal the artwork. The hijackers disguised themselves as maintenance crew and connected toxic gas to the ventilation system. As the aircraft climbed to high altitude, the hijackers knocked out the security personnel and contacted the captain in the cockpit. They claimed an emergency had occurred in the cabin. The moment the captain opened the door, the hijackers struck him unconscious. Seeing the captain rendered unconscious, the co-pilot, bribed by the hijackers, engaged the autopilot and donned a gas mask. As the toxic gas filled the cabin, all passengers fell unconscious. The hijackers successfully obtained the painting. To evade radar tracking, the co-pilot immediately descended. As the plane faded from radar, the hijackers grew elated. Soon they would reach a nearby island, with a World War II-era airstrip, along with their pre-positioned aircraft, but flying at low altitude, with extremely poor visibility over the sea. The co-pilot failed to spot the offshore drilling platform ahead. The plane's wing struck the tower's top. Faced with this crisis, the co-pilot panicked instantly. Having never flown this aircraft before, he was utterly incapable of manual control. The violent shaking of the plane awakened the unconscious passengers, but it was already too late. The plane plunged straight into the sea. Chaos erupted throughout the cabin. When the captain looked out the window, he realized the aircraft was already submerged. It quickly sank to the ocean floor in an effort to seek rescue. The captain swam to the surface with a signal beacon. Fortunately, not long after, a warship conducting exercises picked up the distress signal.